We're live. Let's go. Alex, how are you, man? How are you? Tell me. Tyson had an ulcer flare up. Oh my god. Okay, what's the bad news about JDM? I want to know. Not a heart attack? Jesus. I saw the boxing footage of Mike Tyson. Not the boxing footage. I have Twitter. I do have Twitter, yes. I saw the treadmill footage of Mike Tyson on the treadmill after he got off the plane. He looks like shit. I'm not going to lie, guys. He looks like absolute shit. I don't know how this fight is allowed to go ahead. Patrick, I'm not fat. Patrick, we know that you are fat. Patrick Cage. Fat old Patrick Cage. Wee. JDM is okay, brother. They posted news about JDM. Are you gonna fucking tell me, King Tersey, or are you gonna just play with my tip? Alright? You gonna tease me, or are you gonna tell me? Alright, mate? Or am I gonna have to go to Twitter myself? JDM has ringworm? Ugh. Damn, that's nasty. How are you, Anakin, man? I hope you're good. You know, it's really messed up that I've been here the whole time and you're like, I'm talking to no one. The fuck is that shit? Put some fucking respect in my name, bro. The absolute disrespect. Okay. I'm sorry. My love, Jamie, thank you for keeping me company in chat until the boys got here. That's why you're the #1 channel supporter. Alhamdulillah. You want me to read it? All right, let me go to Twitter and see if I can find it. Fine, King Tersey. Fine. Isn't it funny how JDM bullied and made fun of Brady for pulling out, but now he's backing out of the Shavkat fight? Whoa, Chad Hero. I heard that Shavkat was pulling out of the JDM fight. Why are you angry? I heard that Shavkat was pulling out of the JDM fight because he didn't want to have it in Perth. He wanted to have it over in Abu Dhabi. Okay, following. Where am I looking? Give me somewhere to look. I see Mike Tyson in a wheelchair. I see Ryan Garcia. He says he's ready to step up against Jake Paul. I see Islam Makhachev. says Khabib will be in his corner for the week at MMA Mania. Okay, will do. I'm going to MMA Mania now. Damn, this might be the first time I've seen put some respect on my name with no one responding. MMA Mania. Color me impressed. Post it. This might be the first time I've seen someone say, put some respect on my name. And someone responded with, okay. Well, listen, mate, when your missus tells you to put some respect on her name, you put some respect on her name. Otherwise, you don't get dinner, and many other things. It's about having a good quality relationship. If your missus doesn't feel heard, let her know. I hear ya. I hope dinner's still ready tonight because I am bloody starving from today. I'm bloody starving. All right, let's go. MMA Mania. MMA Mania. Let's go. Come on, Doug. Lock in. We're doing a stream. MMA Mania. Color me impressed. Post it. Who is the backup for this weekend's title fight? Ooh, Magomed. That's a good question. Probably should be Gamrot. Should be Gamrot. Although, let me know what you think about this, everybody. Jack Delamena will not be competing at UFC 305 in his hometown of Perth. Oh, Jesus, that's bad. That's bad. That is bad. I'm looking at it right now. That thing is, damn, bro. That's his arm, bro. Dude, he snapped his arm. He had a broken arm. Chat, we'll get to all of this. We're going to get to all of this, chat. But JDM broke his arm in that fight with Gilbert Burns. Now he's got the thing from Stranger Things growing out of his arm. That's bad. That's really bad, man. I hope he gets better soon. All right, let's continue on. JDM might still fight Shavkat in Abu Dhabi. He might have to now until he gets that whole ecosystem pulled out of his arm. That's why you're choosing to show me respect. You can respectfully fuck off. What the fuck? Why? Oh, damn. God, goodness. Why do all the bread demand to fight in Abu Dhabi? Just take a fight. Why do all the beards demand to fight in Abu Dhabi? Just take the fight. I'll tell you why, Patrick Cage, you fat son of a bitch. It's because they're allowed to use IV over in Abu Dhabi, so it helps with their weight cuts. Not saying that they're weight bullying. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it helps with their weight cuts because in Abu Dhabi, the UFC is the fighting commission and it allows them to use IV drips, and those guys cut a lot of weight. Wise words, Dougie. Now I understand why cultures have spouses take their own name. I didn't even like Brady. I think it's pretty lame, but JDM made fun of him a million times, and now he has ringworm. I mean, did he make fun of him a million times? Did he? I know he made fun of him recently, but, I mean, it's pretty bad, chat here. It's a pretty bad infection, man. Pretty harsh karma from you, mate. Brady versus Burns has to be next. I guess so. Maybe Colby versus Burns could make some sense. Colby Covington versus Gilbert Burns. Or I would actually like Gilbert Burns versus Buckley. That'd be good. Oh, worms in chat from Jamie. Plus, how dirty and gross is JDM's staff and ringworm back-to-back? Does he bathe in filth? Well, chat here, I'll tell you a little secret, mate. He's from Perth, and Perth is fucking disgusting. Fremantle, yuck. Gross, disgusting. B Fatty, what's up, bro? You're a very cute man. Thank you. I know, I'm a bit of a fucking handsome bloke, aren't I? Would you kiss a guy? No, I'm very straight. I respect JDM a lot. He fought Burns while he was hurt, yes, but now it looks like it's come back to literally bite him. It's eating him from the inside. Patrick, I know it's a bit. Hello. He only kisses the subscribers. I only kiss Jamie. All right, she's still in chat. Okay, let's not get her riled up. Okay, King Terzi. So now maybe Usman or Colby versus Shavkat. I think the best thing to do is while Leon Edwards and Bilal Muhammad sort themselves out, it should be Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Kamaru Usman. We need to get Usman in the cage before the end of the year. Otherwise, he is just becoming a ranking squatter, and nobody wants to see that. Jeff Molina in chat. True that, Alex. I use EPO in Abu Dhabi. That's why they want the home team advantage. Aren't IVs allowed in Aussie land too? Wasn't there the whole thing about Islam doing an IV against IV for Volt 1? You're allowed to have a doctor-administered IV if it's a medical emergency, and they won't cancel the fight. They'll just give you a little bit of IV, like 100 mil. Like, it's a very specific amount, just in case the Australian Athletic Commission think that you're cutting too much weight. So it's not just like a let her rip. Although in some of the other countries, it is a just let her rip, and you can, have as much IV as you want. Harry Ramabolev. Are you excited for 304 in Manchester as someone from the UK? I'm mega gassed, mate. I am excited. I think it's a great card. I think it's one of the better cards that we're getting this year. Yeah. I'm super excited. And Harry, I haven't seen you around the channel before, man. So I don't know if you could see this part here. But if you could subscribe, it would mean a lot. Professor Morbius. Yeah, there was regulated amounts of IV that fighters argue to take were barely therapeutic. Yeah, it depends on the athletic commission. And Australia is very, very safety first. I don't know if you paid attention to 2019, 2020, but we're very safety first. So you're allowed to have a little bit of IV if things go bad. Islam's team broke the rules. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Magomed? In what way? Kind of implying that it's not worth doing. You're kind of implying that the IVs aren't worth doing. Again, I think it's regional. And also if you're cutting a lot of weight, obviously you want to do it over in Abu Dhabi because it's going to help. It's going to help you. It's going to help you with your weight cut. Going to help with your energy on fight day. So yeah, there's many reasons. Help Dougie get to 1,000 subs by July, boys. Thank you, my love. I appreciate it. If you guys, obviously, Chat Hero, Magomed, Anakin, Jamie, Alex, you guys have all already subscribed to the channel, but clicking that like button pushes this stream out to more people, gives more people a chance to subscribe to the channel. So if you could hit the like button, I'd appreciate that too. Style-wise, I want to see Usman versus Rakhmonov, but I also want to see Shavkat beat up Colby for the fun. I agree. I mean, either way, as long as it's not Wonderboy next, we're going to enjoy Colby Covington getting the shit beaten out of him anyway, aren't we? All of us, especially Chad Hero, but all of us. We're going to enjoy watching Colby Covington getting beaten up. I think for Shavkat Rakhmonov, let's help build his legacy by giving him a fighter that we still respect, and that would be Kamaru Usman. Because I don't think anybody in the community respects Colby Covington anymore. It's just like a fuck off, Fuck off, Colby. Who are the top UFC fighters you think the UFC should cut? That's a great question from Magomed. That's a really good one. And speaking of Colby, Cyril Gane, if he doesn't want to fight contenders, fuck him. Get him the fuck out of here. Fuck Cyril Gane. Fuck Colby Covington. Alex Chiesa, cut him. He has no warrior spirit. Get rid of him. Gamrot. I don't want wet blanket wrestlers in the lightweight division. It's my favorite division. It's meant to be the most exciting division in the world. Fucking get rid of Gamrot. Tony Ferguson. I'm sick of seeing him get more and more dementia. I love him with all of my heart. I don't want him to get brain damage anymore. Cut Tony Ferguson. Jesus, I got a long list. Good question, Magomed. Let's press on with the rest of the chat. Anakin. Usman needs a winnable fight like Vittori or something. He's on a losing skid. I know, mate. Usman's going to be the new Tony. I know, Anakin. I understand that, dude. But you're thinking like a Usman fan. You're thinking like someone who loves Usman. We got to think of you know what this game is, mate. The young eat the old, and Usman is the old. So it's time to get a loss under his belt from an up-and-comer that we can all build some hype around. That's Usman's purpose now, to be a punching bag, which sucks. I like Usman. I love Kamaru Usman. He's my dad's favorite fighter as well. So, yeah, it is what it is. Magomed guarantee. Will the UFC actually ever force fighters to face each other? We were absolutely robbed of Colby versus Gary, and honestly, should have seen Aljo versus Marab as well. Well, Alex, how many chats have we got ahead? Oh, MMA Cucky, what's up, brother? How you going? And what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Guys, I'm going to get to all of your chats. I like to read everybody's chat, so I'm going to get to everybody. And I haven't seen you before. Please subscribe, and I'll get to you. But I like this one from Alex, so let's talk about this one. Will the UFC ever actually force its fighters to face each other? We're absolutely robbed of Colby versus Gary, and honestly should have seen Aljo versus Marab as well. There is a tactic the UFC could use. They have to offer their fighters at least 3 fights a year. So you offer fighter A, fighter B, which is the fight you actually want to happen. like Colby versus Gary. And if fighter A says no to that fight, like Colby Covington is ducking Ian Gary, you just offer them super hard fighters all the way down the list, like super low prospects. And that way it sort of forces them to like, you either stay active in your top 5, top 10, or you just fight like Dagestani wrestling prospects forever. And that way it sort of incentivizes them to say yes to the right fights. Petra Cage, certain IVs can also be used as a marking agent for roids, I've heard. I've heard the same thing, Cage. I've heard the same thing. Chat Hero. Connor sniffing beer and saying, look at the cream, yeah, is hilarious. Man, I miss that guy's humor. Dude, when Connor was like, I'm not going to have any. I'm not going to have any. Just a sniff. Just a... Oh. Right. It was like, oh, man. I love Connor's season. I'm so happy Connor's back in the sport. Professor Morbius. Now, remember when Ali said IVs were legal, period, and I was about to Fortnite dance on Twitter about it before quietly disappearing from that conversation? I do remember that. Ali fucked up, didn't he? The UFC should cut Tony. They should cut Tony, man. MMA. What's up, man? Shavkat versus Usman for the #1 contender. Colby versus Burns. Brady versus Wonderboy. Buckley versus Neal. He's fucking done it, boys. He's sorted out the entire division. Give him a job. Magomed versus Colby, 5 rounds. I like it. I do like that. I do like that. They're in completely different weight classes, but it'd be fun to watch Magomed beat the shit out of Colby Covington. Yep, we remember that. We do remember that when Ali put his own fighter on blast. What are the IVs that you guys are talking about? And the IVs that we are talking about is to help with fighters who are cutting weight and are super dehydrated of fluid. You're not allowed to use them to rehydrate. And Dan Hooker accused Islam Makhachev of doing it when it was Islam versus Volk 1. It was super controversial. And then Islam Makhachev's manager was like, it's not even illegal to use IVs. He's allowed to use 100 mil. And everyone's like, it is, unless a doctor does it to stop a dangerous weight cut. It is. And everyone went real quiet, never spoke about it again. And Professor Morbius just filled everybody in. Okay, I've caught up. We can slow down and enjoy chat a bit. Chat Hero. I think Connor went from disgustingly overhyped to a bit underrated at this point. Even though he's not a champ material, he's at least a top 10 guy, and he is hilarious. Yeah, Connor, the world works a little bit differently for Conor McGregor, obviously. He came in with a huge ton of hype. But remember the days of Mystic Mac. Like, he kind of earned all that crazy, crazy hype. Whereas now everyone thinks he's an absolute can. I think he is somewhere in the middle. Like, to be fair, Conor McGregor as a lightweight ranked like around that Drew Dober BSD ranking is sort of perfect for him. Like, that's where Conor McGregor belongs. Not quite top 5, not below the 15, but not quite in the top 5. Like, that is exactly where he is. He's still got a nasty, nasty counter strike. He's still got great range on the feet. He still has good enough grappling to survive the first round with Khabib. Like, he's not a can, man. Anakin. Colby playing it smart so he can fight Wonderboy or whoever is older and win and then get a title shot. He's already done it against Lawler, Woodley, and Masvidal. Yeah, Colby Covington's just doing his rinse and repeat. Connor would beat Belil Dariush right now. He would. You're absolutely right. He would. He'd probably beat Jalen Turner, Dan Hooker, BSD. Like, that's about where Conor McGregor is, man. I don't know. Look at the cream, yeah? Not a den. Fucking Tapuria. Fuck Usman. Conor season is fun, bro. It is fun. Conor season's good stuff. Professor Morbius, I think you're right about underrating at this point. I think people rate the likelihood of actually fighting more than they're rating the skills they're in. Don't say that about Joey. Leave him alone. I think you might be right about the underrating at this point. I think people rate the likelihood of actually fighting more than they're actually rating the skills. Yes, it's very hard to rate Conor McGregor correctly. He's been super inactive. He's done a ton of cocaine. He's been in a horrible movie, and he hasn't had a decent win since 2016, nearly 8 years. how do you say that someone like that deserves to be in the top 15 of the hardest martial arts competition in the world, the lightweight division? But he is. He does deserve to be in there still at this point. What's up, bro? How you going? So Conor, like, I am really excited to see Conor McGregor back in the cage against Michael Chandler. Not because I'm a super Conor McGregor fan, because I want to see whether or not he can still fight like he used to, or even close to what he used to. I'm interested to see what are Conor McGregor's fighting skills like in 2024. You know what I mean? Like, it's been so long since we've seen him in there active fighting. I'm just keen to see where he still is today. People forget, man. People forget. People forget Conor fought Dustin twice in 2021. Had he fought someone other than Dustin at that time, he probably would have won. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one, Anakin. 100%, man. I agree. Somewhere in the middle, maybe, in my opinion. If he quits the beer sniffing and clubbing, I think he's a top 8, maybe top 6 lightweight. Yeah, absolutely, man. But also, don't forget his age, Chad Hero. Like, we're getting towards the end of Conor's, what would have been his peak. Like, Conor McGregor is... We talked about this on stream. 36, 35. This is it. You know what I mean? Like, he's got 2 years left at lightweight, and that's it. Miguel, be nice to Joey. And Dulcin, stock market. What's up, man? How you going? Welcome to the channel. Please subscribe. Thank you. What did you say? Conor is done. He became blocky and not as agile. His reaction time is probably done. Yeah, you're right about that, bro. Yeah. Conor's reactions are done. You're right, man, because he used to do a lot of in and out bouncy karate striking, and then when he started training for Mayweather, he fell in love with boxing. And Conor was so much better at holding people at bay with that jab, and then countering them with that sniper. And he doesn't do it anymore. And I wholly wish that he would go back to that. And I do not think he will against Chandler, because everything that we're seeing coming out of the Conor camp is boxing training footage, which is kind of like, come on, man. Can't we just fucking do 2015 again? You know, wasn't things good in 2015? Game of Thrones was a good TV show. There was still hope for Disney Star Wars. Conor McGregor was in the UFC. It was a good time, you know? Anyway. I like MMA Joey. To be honest, I don't get the hate. Discovered his channel like a month ago, and he's great. He's got very controversial takes, Chad Hero. Very controversial takes. But hey, I'm happy you like it, man. That's what makes MMA YouTube so good. There's so many different personalities. You can find the one that sort of fits your style. So that's good, man. I'm happy you enjoy his channel. Good luck to him. I think giving Conor... I'll catch up, chat. You know I will. I think giving Conor a rating is pointless. Not glazing. Hear me out. Okay, I will, Professor Morbius. I will. I will hear you out. We'd probably rate Alex Pereira better earlier if we had the guarantee that he only stands and bangs till he fights Izzy. We'd probably rate Alex Pereira better earlier if we had the guarantee that he only stands and bangs till he fights Izzy. I mean, Alex Pereira was very highly rated. Do you not think so? Coming up into that Izzy fight, he was very highly rated. I think he only had 4 fights in the UFC before he got pushed all the way up to fighting for a championship. That's pretty highly rated, man. Chandler is older than Conor, which is surprising. That is surprising. That's why so many people were concerned that Chandler was wasting his career. MMA Joey is ducking Chris Hansen. Who is Chris Hansen? Patrick. Be nice to MMA Joey. Conor should be able to win over Chandler, hopefully. I hope so. It will make MMA way more fun. Way more fun. Even if Dustin loses against Islam Makhachev. It's not good. But in case, just maybe on the slim chance that Dustin Poirier loses to Islam Makhachev, you can still do Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway for the BMF. So either way, it's all going to be pound for pound and still, inshallah, alhamdulillah. No, mate, none of that here. Block him. Block him. Mods, block him. I'm just kidding. Don't block him. Everyone's welcome. But you're going to lose on Saturday night, mate. You're going to fucking lose. Yeah, it's Conor season. Like, all he needs to do is win against Chandler, and then he's either going up against Dustin when Dustin wins, or he's going up against Max Holloway for the BMF belt, which is just fun. We're allowed to have fun in MMA again. Cage, what do you mean? Is that a guarantee regarding that MU? I don't know what you're talking about. Morbius, elaborate. Everyone is saying that Chandler is going to be starstruck or throw the fight, but I'm the only one that thinks that Chandler is incredibly fake and would have no problem ending Conor's life if he could. Chad Hero, there are certain times in the UFC where John Jones just gets a freak win over Cyril Gane, or Robbie Lawler just gets a beautiful retirement. The amount of money that would be made from Michael Chandler not taking Conor McGregor seriously is something to be concerned about. And the fact that they're also giving Michael Chandler a WWE contract does hint towards the UFC looking after Chandler. Draw those conclusions what you will. Not a guarantee, just a guess. Magomed guaranteed. And still, inshallah. Like, me and Jamie have a shared office. You okay? Okay. MMA Joey. No, not reading it. No, not reading it. Leave him alone. Leave MMA Joey alone. Islam going to remind everybody why he is the best fighter in the world. Pound for pound. You are a cheeky motherfucker. You know that, mate? All right? Islam Makhachev is getting slept on Saturday night by Dustin Poirier. Okay? Alhamdulillah. That'll be a good game. All right? Good luck to you. Professor Morbius. Dougie, I'm referring to the valid criticism. Okay. Dougie, I'm referring to the valid criticism that he hadn't had to fight grindy wrestlers on his way up like everybody else. Yes. Yep. You're right. Yeah. You're right. Like, we were still trying to test Alex Pereira's wrestling, and we were still talking about Alex Pereira's wrestling and concerned about it all the way up until his Yarn fight. So, yeah, you're not wrong, Morbius. He got sort of carried by the UFC in that sense. I get what you're saying. Mate. I believe Pereira is extremely solid. He won't decline till he's 43. I think he's very solid as well, mate. I think with Alex Pereira, he came into the UFC knowing that grappling was his weakness, leaned very heavily on his striking, held that game plan for as long as he could, and just relentlessly worked on his wrestling with Glover Teixeira. Just relentlessly. And he was able to hold on to it. He's really been able to grow as a grappler or a counter grappler ever since then. Because you've got to think, like, he's almost not training his kickboxing so much because he is so naturally skilled at it that he can spend more time working on his wrestling. So it's sort of like if you split your training week up into 5 days of the week, he can do like 3 days of wrestling with Glover Teixeira and then polish up on his kickboxing for 2 days of the week. Does that make sense? I think that's what he's done ever since he got into the UFC. Anakin, no, he has Khabib in his corner. Read the title of the stream, mate. That's because he's fucking scared. He's scared. He's worried about what Dustin Poirier will do to him. That's why he called Daddy Khabib back, because he's shitting bricks. Man, this is all going to come back and bite me in the ass if Dustin doesn't win. Dan Mergliata declares to stop this contest at 3:32 of round number 1, declaring the winner by knockout and new UFC lightweight champion of the world, Dustin, the Diamond Poirier. I'm going to be dreaming of that tonight, Chad Hero. Dreaming of it. Islam first round sub. It's a lock. Block him. Block Anakin. Anakin, you're barred from the channel, mate. You're blocked. Islam will finish inside 3 rounds, inshallah. No, he won't, mate. No, he won't. What's up? What's wrong? Oh, yeah, that's JDM's arm. Yeah, that's what he's got growing out of his arm. Yeah, it's pretty bad, huh? Yeah, prayers for JDM. Jamie's not impressed. Where are we up to? So take that line of argument and apply it to Conor in his later years in MMA. Rating him as dumb because he's not going to have to fight. Because he's not going to have a fight. Rating him as dumb because he's not going to have to fight boring ever. He might, but he doesn't have to. I think with Conor now, in his later years, it's all going to come down to the matchmaking. Obviously, if the UFC wanted to break him, you'd put him in there with Gamrot. But they're putting him in there with a stand-up Not like obviously Michael Chandler's a wrestler, but they're putting him in there with Michael Chandler, who's going to choose to stand and keep it fun. So yeah, I get what you're saying, and it's not about rating him now. Now it's just about let's enjoy the Conor train while he's here. Don't take him seriously as a top 5 lightweight. Don't think of Conor McGregor that way. Think of Conor McGregor as it's showtime. Like we're just here to enjoy the show. We're here to enjoy the UFC while he's here. Remember the first round with Dustin and BSD? Same thing will happen, but this time Islam finishes. Anakin, what you're doing there, mate, is you're applying logic to this fight. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the channel, Dougie's Corner, the channel, is in delusion mode until Saturday night. Full delusion mode, okay? So I don't want to hear this fucking logic from you, mate, okay? It's scaring me, quite frankly. Magomed, should Dustin retire if he wins? Dustin should retire either way, to be honest, Magomed. Pound for pound. You're a funny guy, I know deep down. You're a funny guy, but you know deep down what's going to happen, brother, inshallah. Yeah, you know what's going to fucking happen, mate. The whole team's getting slept. The whole team's getting slept. Prayers for Jamie. Jesus Christ, she's throwing up a lung. Yeah, she just saw the JDM. I got to get it off my screen, to be honest. The other screen is a big blown up image just of JDM's arm with that fucking pus ball hanging out of it. It's disgusting. Regardless of whether you like Islam or not, which I do, I like Islam Makhachev. He's funny. I like him. I like both fighters, but hearing Dustin Poirier and you by KO would just be beautiful. Yeah, for sure, brother, for sure. Jay Bush, greetings, happy Wednesday to you. G'day, Jay Bush. Welcome to the channel, man. Jump in on the banter. No, dude, I'm not like rooting hard for Dustin. I'm not cheering on Dustin hard because I hate Islam. I don't hate Islam. I made a whole video saying that Islam Makhachev should be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world when they announced that it was John Jones. And I was like, this is bullshit. It should be Islam. I just like Dustin more, and I'm a big fan of Dustin. Been a fan of him for years, so I just want to see him win. Jay, what's up, man? Who do you think is going to win this weekend at UFC 302 between Dustin Poirier and Islam Makhachev? Also, Jay Bush, who do you think is going to win between Paulo Costa and Sean Strickland? Put it down there in the comments. And guys, we haven't squeezed out a poll yet. We've already been going on for half the chat. So we need to think of a poll to talk about in chat. Anakin, I would rather have Islam win because we can have Islam versus Armin 2. Again, that's going to make a lot of sense. It's going to make a lot of sense. That will probably happen. Yeah, Islam versus Armin 2, then Islam versus Gaethje, and then Islam moves up to fight for the welterweight title, probably against Shavkat Rakhmonov. That would be pretty exciting. What the fuck is happy about Wednesday? You can have a good Wednesday. You can have a happy Wednesday. Why not? Islam will fight Conor if they both win. Islam will fight... Jay Bush. What's up? I'm going to get to everybody. Islam will fight Conor if they both win. I think so, Magomed. I think if Conor wins, they're going to push him towards a title as quickly as possible. I'm saying we'll never see Conor fight Gamrot or Tsarukyan, probably not Dariush. I agree. They're only going to put him in fun fights only. Based Chad Hero. Chad Hero is based, man. So I aggressively agree. Fuck the number, and it's pretty interesting regardless. Yeah, no, I think it's just Conor time. It's just the Conor show. That's all it is. But and even when he gets his title shot, is it going to be deserved? No. Are we all going to bitch about it? Yes. It's going to be fun. You tell me, chat. You tell me. Honestly, yes or no, chat. Conor McGregor versus Islam Makhachev, reliving the great UFC 202, 203, whatever one it was, when it was Conor McGregor versus Khabib. Getting those two teams back in Las Vegas to put on a giant show for us. You tell me you wouldn't enjoy that pay-per-view. And what's the risk? Islam Makhachev 100% beats Conor McGregor. So we might as well just enjoy the show. Pound for pound. I really hope one day Islam and Conor can fight. How far behind chat am I? Oh, I've caught right up to chat. Cool. Doi. Brother, name 10 UFC heavyweight champions. Okay, well, let's 1 second, mate. I really hope one day Islam and Conor can fight so Islam can show why he is levels above, inshallah. I mean, we've already seen it, man. Thank you. We've already seen it. It's just Khabib 2.0. You know what I mean? It's just Khabib 2.0. But I would love to see that again. It would be awesome. Jay Bush, I'm great, doing well, my friend. That's good, mate. That's good. Enjoy the stream. We're going to be here for half an hour. Professor Morbius, oh no. He said, squeeze out a pole, and I'm not drunk enough to hear that and not to shut up. I like both fighters as technicians, but when it comes to what I win in my heart, it's all Dustin. This is what the channel's about this week, Chad Hero. This is what it's about. Dude, did you write your name to be like Doug, but Doy? Doy? Name 10 UFC heavyweight champions. Okay, hang on one fucking second. There was Stipe Miocic. There was fucking Daniel Cormier. There was, I mean, are we going to count? Was Cyril Gane ever an interim? Cyril Gane was an interim. Does he count? Does he count? There's Tom Aspinall. Who else we got? We're going to have to go. Who was before Stipe? Was it Werdum? Was it Werdum? Werdum? Was it Werdum? I don't know. I'm going to give you 5. When Conor retires, Mauricio Ruffy. God damn it, go on. When Conor retires, Mauricio Ruffy is going to replace him and become the lightweight champ one day. Oh, calling anyone to become a lightweight champ? Very, very, very. Mauricio Ruffy is the Brazilian Conor. Keep your eyes on him. That was the one that we were just talking about the other day. Was it in Brazil? And we were like, holy shit, he strikes like Conor. Calling anybody a future lightweight champ, very hard to do, mate. You know exactly how hard lightweight is to win a championship. Takes a lot of skill and just a little bit of luck. Can you name 6 bantamweight champions? Probably not 6 bantamweight champions. I don't think bantamweight's had 6 champions, has it? Isn't bantamweight too young? Like it was pretty much just Mighty Mouse and then the new ones. Oh no, that would have been fucking Dominic Cruz. And then the new ones. Dominic Cruz. Should I say how long was up there? No, not off the top of my head. Too cooked. Isaac. Oh, what's up, man? How you going? Odds, Costa, head kick Strickland. 50-50. More than 50-50, actually. I'd say like 80%, to be honest. Because Strickland's guard sort of allows that head kick to come in. So, yeah, I'd say like 80% it could end that way, Isaac. Ruffy might be legit. Fighting Nerds is a good team. They are a sick team, but we need to see more from him. I don't rate beating Muldery. Again, it's too early. Like, we literally just saw him get here. I feel bad for Poirier's daughter and wife because they will be in the front row when Islam finishes Poirier. That is brutal. I think this is the first fight that Dustin Poirier is ever bringing his daughter to. Not a good look. Not a good look. But you know that's what I mean when he's fucking serious. Doi, yes. I knew you were fucking with me, mate. I'm picking Costa by body kick TKO. Fair. I don't mind the head kick TKO, man. Axel, what's up, brother? How you been, man? How you been? Good to see you. Strip Islam and book Chase Hooper versus Bobby Green for the undisputed. Let's just go full spaz up in here. Why not? Isaac, change pound for pound, you disgusting heathen. Was that Isaac? Was that Isaac that moved to pound for pound? Anakin, Brock Lesnar. Oh, here we go. Kane, JDS, Culture, Frank, Mir, Silva, Stipe, DC, Jones, Anakin. Nice work, man. You shit that one out. Well done, brother. This is the kind of stuff that makes me dislike Islam and Khabib fans. I feel bad for Poirier's daughter and wife. Like you don't. You wouldn't say some weird stuff like that. It's just part of the sport, mate. It's just part of the shit talking of the sport. You know what I mean? Listen, Big Pat, we're going to have to get used to the pictures of Ilya holding the belt. It'll be quite a while. Is that Ilya, Isaac? Oh, no. Go back. There we go. It is Ilya. Nice, man. Nice. Who wins? CM Punk, 4 CM Punks or 1 Who wins, brother? 4 CM Punks or 1 Magomed? 1 Magomed. CM Punk was the worst fighter in UFC history. Man, it's getting dark already. That's crazy, boys. What are your odds on Holloway and Ilya? Cage, you're asking Cage? Nice. Izzy couldn't land a single high kick in 25 minutes, but everyone's picking Costa to head kick Sean. They set up their high kick differently. Or like Izzy will sort of go to throw his high kick. It's sort of a question mark kick, and then it comes up and loops around. Whereas Costa just fucking launches it out of nowhere. And Costa can do the jab and then hide it behind because of the way Strickland guards so well. So it's sort of, there's less of a chance for, there's more of a chance for Sean Strickland to see Israel Adesanya's high kick against Israel Adesanya than there is against Paulo Costa. I love how every Strickland training video is of him wrestling, but he never does it in a fight. I know, it's weird, isn't it? It is weird. Thoughts on Chimaev versus Whittaker? Chimaev 10-8s the first round, but doesn't finish Whittaker. Whittaker ends up schooling Chimaev over the rest of the fight, wins via decision. Now he means the pound for pound is the profile picture. Yeah, I see it. Isaac is the only pound for pound of Berger. Okay. I have a theory that people that fight like Sean and Edwards, I have a theory that people that fight like Sean and Edwards, even though I love them both and their styles are incredibly chinny, they have good defense for some reason. If Sean gets cracked, he gets slept. That's some fair theory, man. That is a very, very fair theory. Like, I wonder how much damage Sean Strickland has actually taken in training by constantly hard sparring. That theory is not the most outlandish one, chat here. Not at all. Pound for pound Burger King, that is Patrick Cage, you fat motherfucker. Don't let him bully you, Cage. Alex Fox, that's because Izzy is a counter striker and it's much harder to land a head kick when you're backing up. DDP landed head kicks on Sean. This is also true as well. They're just different styles of kicking. I just read the script. Herbert Burns steps in short notice for a title shot. Fucking Herbert Burns. Has he not been cut from the UFC? Come on, man. I hope Strickland versus Costa becomes like Yol versus Costa. Becomes like Yol versus Costa. Shit, man. My brain isn't pulling that one up. It isn't pulling that one up. For some reason, all I can picture is Romero versus Whittaker 2, which was extremely violent. Oh, caught up. I mean, Sean blocks and lands out of. I just mean Sean blocks and leans out of head kicks incredibly well. But they set them up differently. They're just completely different setups, you know. Romero versus Costa, correct? So I think that's like again, they were very right when they were saying that Israel Adesanya is all about that counter striking, and when he is throwing a head kick, it is sort of that looping head kick. It gives Sean more time for it. So yeah. I think it's just different ways that you set it up. Who is Pereira fighting next? Magomed Ankalaev. Probably not. Probably Yuri Prohaska. Sorry, Magomed. Sorry, bro. It should be you next. But I got a feeling it's going to be Yuri Prohaska. Romero versus Costa. Correct. Yeah, Doug, I think about it. If you have a good chin, you aren't scared to death of getting hit like Edwards and Sean both are. I think Sean knows that he's chinny. I do wonder also how he feels after the knockout from Alex Pereira. There's that as well to consider. You know, like he got knocked out clean from Alex Pereira. So I do wonder if he feels himself getting rocked more in training. Something to consider. Costa is fucked. I don't think so. I think it's very 50-50. I think there's a reason the entire MMA community is sort of split down the middle on this one. I still see it as 50-50. I think you could flip a coin on the day and see which way it goes. Pound for pound McDonald's champion. Oh, leave Cage alone. Poor Cage. Do you think Uma will get a title shot after beating Sandhagen, or is someone else more deserving? My brain says yes. Uma won't beat Corey. I don't think Uma does beat Corey. But so the way the rankings are working in my head is it goes Merab, then Sandhagen for a title shot. Obviously, if Uma beats Sandhagen, he should get the next shot. So I'm just going to double check the list to make sure there's no one else that I'm missing out on. But yeah. That ain't right. What do you reckon if Henry Cejudo gets it over Marlon Vera? I guess Henry Cejudo's had a couple of shots at the title already, though, hasn't he? So yeah, I could see it. I could see it, but I just don't see Sandhagen losing to him. I think Sandhagen is going to be able to handle the wrestling, man. I really do. Sandhagen's been focusing very, very heavily on wrestling. There is something to be said about Sandhagen being sort of like a CKB fighter. He's like the thinking man's fighter. He really overanalyzes the game, and he's probably noticed that the game is moving towards wrestling. So he's worked on that so much, especially after the Dillashaw fight as well. So I think Sandhagen's going to be okay with that. Umar won't beat Corey. Chad here is with me. I think it depends on the person. Getting knocked out can make you more cautious conservatively. Conversely, it can also make you realize getting KO'd isn't that bad and that you shouldn't be afraid of it. That is what happened to Wonderboy. That is a good point. That is a good point. It does depend on the person. Although, Sean Strickland's a weird guy, man. He talks a lot of shit, says a lot of, to war, and then he just jabs from range. I don't know if Sean Strickland enjoyed getting KO'd that much, man. I don't know if the dude's as hard as he says he is, or if he's just insecure and posturing. Probably just insecure and posturing, right, everybody? You're not talking about Cage? No, I don't know what's going on. Umar subs Corey. Disagree. Let's squeeze out a poll, chat. This is how we squeeze out a poll. Oh, yeah, that's a good poll. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice poll. And then after that one, we're going to squeeze out a second poll. Should the Jake Paul Tyson fight continue? Should it be allowed to go on? I like it. We will come back to this when Umar beats Sandhagen. Bring it. Bring it, pound for pound. Have you rewatched Pereira versus Strickland? It's crazy how easily he set him up. It's crazy how easily, I have rewatched it. It's fucking crazy how easily Pereira sets everybody up. Everybody. I don't know why they all choose to stand in front of him. I really, really don't, but they do. And it's kind of fucking crazy, isn't it? Oh, that's better lighting when I turn the whole screen on. Yeah. I know Umar is a good shot, but I think picking him and putting too much stock into the Khabib camp as opposed to watching the fighter, Corey is just straight up better than Umar. There's also something to be said, Chad Hero, about how much of a step up in competition this is as well. Like Umar is sort of getting pushed right up the rankings for this one. So there's something to consider for that as well. Sean is soft as butter. I think he is, mate. I do believe that. Strickland has never been in a war. No, he doesn't like it. I think it's all posturing. I think it's all posturing. Oh, God. What a sad reality this is if Umar actually becomes a title contender. Might happen. Might actually happen. It was supposed to be Umar versus Corey in Nashville last year. Instead, we got Corey versus Rob Font. What a fucking snooze fest. Yeah. And again, another one of those fights where the fighter actually apologized for how boring it was. Like, Corey Sandhagen wasn't happy that he put that fight on. I'm pretty sure it's because he had an injured shoulder, right? Yeah, if you let Pereira dance around you, you're fucked. Yes, and everyone lets him do it. I don't understand why. I got a feeling Magomed Ankalaev's going to let him do it as well. RIP, he showed up for the only boring Sandhagen fight. It is rare for Sandhagen to fight that way, but it also is like, holy shit, you can actually win a fight with a busted up shoulder. Very impressive. Like, where was Gilbert Burns for that? Where was Gilbert Burns for that? At least I got to see Diego Lopez sub live in person. That's pretty exciting. That's pretty exciting. The Dagestani takeover is going to happen whether people like it or not. Inshallah. The Dagestani takeover is going to happen. You're like 4 years late to MMA, mate. The Dagestani takeover has been here. All right? In the UFC, in the fucking PFL, even a fucking one championship, they got some Dagestanis. It's fucking crazy, mate. Crazy. Who was Lopez fighting all the way back then? I just watched Lopez's fights. Someone in chat will know. Chat Hero probably knows. Who was that Lopez fight where he got choked out? There it is. Gavin Tucker. Gavin Tucker. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. That was the same card that Jacoby KO'd. Kennedy Nozinchukwu. Let's wrap up this poll. Let's wrap up this poll, boys. What do we reckon? Where did it land? Close fight. Close fight. Very close poll. Very close poll. This is why I don't live that house. I'm out of thoughts. Get out of the way, poll, so I can read chat. I consider myself a pretty fair MMA fan who likes all the fighters, but the Dagestani fighters cry about xenophobia, which exists, but then talk about wanting to take over the sport with only their people. Yeah, and they won't fight each other. They won't fight each other. Look, there are some cultures that do that, cry xenophobia, and then circle the wagons, as it's called, protect their own culture. They only want to fight on home turf. They won't fight each other. Like Islam Makhachev has come out and said that he's not going to move up and try and fight champ if Bilal Muhammad wins. Whereas Kai Kara France happily called out Steve Erceg, happily called him out. Americans have to fight Americans all the time. It's just... They collectively get around themselves as a tribal in-group, and then when people are like counter to that, or because it's a sport, when they're cheering against it, they cry racism and xenophobia. It's like you've formed this block. You've formed the Dagestanis aren't even, they're not even from the Middle East. They're Russian. But they formed this block, this union of Middle Easterners. And then they won't fight each other. They only want to fight on home turf. They all have the same managers. Da 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 da. And so when you're like, well, fuck that block. They're like, how dare you? I mean, it's a fucking sport. What do you want me to say? I like Islam, but he's viewed as so dominant. It would be nice to see anyone beat him. I mean, Isaac, he's pretty fucking dominant, man. To be fair, before we even start talking about somebody beat him, can we see a lightweight do what Alexander Volkanovski did to him in the first fight? Really push him? Can we see a lightweight really, really fucking push him? So yeah, man. I don't rate Umar for beating Burns. Went to a decision with some of them too. I don't rate Umar for beating Burns. Went to a decision with some of them too. I mean, this is the thing with Umar Nurmagomedov, right? He feels very pushed up the rankings. And that's the other thing that, going back to what Chad Hero was saying about the xenophobia, they do get crazy privilege. They get pushed up the rankings really fucking quickly. Really fucking quickly. Bazak is very good. Dropped Umar. True. I can kind of get why Islam wouldn't want to fight another Muslim, but then again, you're a fighter. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't have to... This is the thing, right? They take it too, personally. You don't have to hate somebody. Human, what's up, man? Morning, Habibi. You don't have to hate someone to fight them. It's a competition. It's a sport. You can be mates with somebody, shake hands, go into the octagon, beat the fucking piss out of each other, and then go and have a beer afterwards. It's the name of the game, man. The best fight the best. And if you want to have this, any region, like an Aussie takeover, an English takeover, a Dagestani takeover, and you want to be the best, that means that you're going to have a couple of fighters in the top 5, which means you need to fight each other at some point. The same reason people were getting so angry at Merab and Aljamain Sterling. Fucking fight each other. You're fighters. You're in the same camp. Too fucking bad. I agree. I do admit a lot of the fans are weird, xenophobic, and race obsessed, but I've rooted for Dagestan against the Westerners, and they would never do the same. They would never do the same. And you gotta look at it as many different parts of the fighter matrix of the fans. There are some racist fans. There are some fans that are just normal fucking human beings that aren't. There are some xenophobic fans. There are fans that only root for their own countrymen. And then, of course, there is just the human condition of in-group, out-group. It's a sport. We don't have teams on this sport. We have countries. Countries are, some countries are not as ethnically diverse as other countries. So it turns into this whole like weird mix and molding, which is MMA. That is what it is. As long as you don't get involved in all that shit, it's still enjoyable. I just realized there's a fighter named Magomed Magomedov, the final boss of the Dagestanis. Nice, man. Oh, shit. Well, you also have fighters who don't want to fight each other, like Aljo and Marab, who train together. We just talked about Anakin. What we just talked about. Holloway and Tapuria are literally arguing with each other, sending Bible verses. No shit. That's fucked. Morning, Bibi, and we've caught up with chat. Let's end this poll. Whoa. A lot of people don't think that fight should have gone ahead. Shouldn't be going ahead. Yeah. Overwhelming. Yeah, I agree. There's no way you should be having a fucking medical emergency on a plane and then looking the way that you just recently looked on a treadmill and be fucking fighting Jake Paul who's going to knock your goddamn head in. With all the bleeding hearts out there, like Luke Thomas and Ariel Helwani, the fact that they get behind the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight is kind of disgusting and shows exactly where their, what's the right word for it, morality really lies. Do you know what I mean? If you were really this moral compass in the sports world, in the combat sports world, you wouldn't be going for something like that at all. You would not be cheering that on. And also, on top of that, Ariel Helwani should be doing a lot of fucking investigating into what the fuck is going on in the PFL and all of their contract negotiations, because there is some weird shit going on. Isaac, we'd rather see Tommy Boy versus Tyson. Poor Tommy. All right, we are going to end the stream very soon. Let me bring up my end of stream clock. It is time for the end of stream clock. Window, add a window. No, wrong one. Bloody wrong one there, Doug. What you've done there is put up the wrong one. The timer. Yes. What is going on, chat? Cancel. Why is this happening? I'll get to you, chat. 1 second. Add new window. Thank you. There it is. Boom. 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 We're having a chill one, so let's go 5 more minutes, and then we'll get out of here. Not 15. Absolutely not. 5. Yes. All right, chat. We're ending in 5 minutes. Okay. Imagine if Jake Paul just got duffed and slept by Mike Tyson. What a time. I would love to see that guy flat on his back. Yeah, at some point I felt that way about Jake Paul. There was a time where I felt that way about Jake Paul, but that time is no more. I don't know why, but he sort of begrudgingly gained my respect, if you know what I mean. Yeah, okay. So I wouldn't really I don't know. I'm not going to cheer when he gets his head kicked in or knocked out one day, when he does inevitably get knocked out. I do see him getting knocked out one day, but not by Mike Tyson. Not by Mike Tyson. I am very, very worried about Mike Tyson's long-term health. Yeah, I'd rather see Tommy Boy versus Tyson. Yeah. Some would say Tommy prevails. Some would say that. Anakin, what Jake is doing wrong. What Jake is doing wrong, he should be fighting fighters his age, not 35 and up fighters who are retired. Yeah, I know. He's made his entire living off just fighting these old-ass fighters who are retired and should be retired. And the only time that he got in there with a real fighter was against one of the Fury brothers, and he didn't look that great against them, did he? He didn't really look that good against him at all. I don't really expect him at all. He's a vulture hurting people who are old, unhealthy, weak men. Hope he gets flatlined for at least 3 minutes. MMA Guru's pad work. What's up, brother? You're pissing me off. You don't have to be here. You don't have to be here at all. Why am I pissing you off? What have I done? Why am I pissing you off? Pad work? Tell me. He's a vulture hunting people. Well, Chad here, there's also the argument of he's offering them a lot of money to do this, and they're choosing to do it. They're grown men. They don't have to do this. You know what I mean? They're choosing to go in there and make some money. So they want to be in there with him. They can do that. Yeah, my blood's boiling right now. What happened, Cage? What happened, Patrick? Can you be quiet? I'm trying to sleep. Padwork, you didn't have to fucking click on it, mate. All right? And I'm going in 2 minutes and 47 seconds anyway. So you'll be able to fall asleep without the sound of my sultry, calming Australian voice, even though I know that you want to be dreaming of Dougie's Corner. I know that you want to be dreaming of Dougie's Corner as you drift off to sleep. You want to close your eyes and picture my big, beautiful Australian face looking down at you in your bed, stroking your cheek. It's getting weird. Get out of here if you're pissed off. It's too late. I'm here. All right, what is the last thing that we can wrap up this stream on? Fucking hell. Imagine if I ever do a 24-hour stream. Shit is going to get too hectic. Too hectic at all. It's 2 minutes left, guys. We ain't got nothing left to talk about. I'll bail early. But I'm going to bring up MMA Twitter and see what we can find, apart from JDM's rotting arm, because that is disgusting. A final serious prediction for Saturday's main event. I'm going delusional till the end. I'm not giving you a serious prediction. Dustin Poirier prevails. You're probably just in a mood, man. You're probably just in a mood. You got to remember, brother, like I try and keep this in mind when I'm live streaming. You never know where someone is listening to you from. Like, there could be some drunk kid. Could be some like drunk dad, could be some 14-year-old kid, could be some high person, could be some dude in a classroom, could be some cunt truck driving. Like when you turn on the camera and you're just live streaming to everybody, you have no idea who you can be talking to. So it's all good, man. Just take it as a laugh. Chad Hero cry more. Don't get into a fight with Chad Hero. He's in a bad mood tonight. 55 seconds. I think we're going to wrap up the stream early, boys. What are we looking at? Michael Chandler sparring footage ahead of the Conor McGregor fight. Yeah, Chandler, you're not going to win this one. The eagle has landed. Khabib's in Islam's corner. Inshallah. Ronda Rousey bitching that nobody likes her because she is fucking miserable. And Paulo Costa looking jacked. Boys, we're going to get out of here. See you, Doug. I'll be here for the fights. Love it, man. It's going to be good fun. Have a good one. Hey, pound for pound, I hope your delusional wish can come true in another world, maybe. It's all part of the fun of the sport, mate. I hope it comes true, too. But either way, good luck on Saturday night. Everybody, have a good fucking weekend. Have a good fucking night. Behave yourselves. Be nice to each other. I will see you all on Saturday night for the fights. If you want to jump in at any point between tabs and come and say hi to me, I'm going to be here anyway. New video tomorrow. All that good shit. I'll see you all later, boys. Have a good night.